Hey guys, Jacob from the WRESTLEDUDE channel here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing like some kind of gameplay video or talking about professional wrestling, I thought I'd do something a little bit, not even a little bit, completely out of left field, something that I've never really done. So I am in the process of cleaning up some stuff in my studio slash room slash man cave, whatever the heck you want to call it, and there's this shelf that I like keep. I think it's, hold on, it's right, I'm trying to aim up my finger. Come on, finger, do what I want. Here, this shelf right here is where like all my stuff went, and I was cleaning it off so that way I could like dust on it, make sure there's like any kind of dust that gets on it. And I figured it'd be a nice video, like what if I went through and showed you guys all of like my nerd memorabilia and just some of the cool stuff that I have hanging around in my room. Now obviously I can't really show you everything, so right now it's just going to be like toys, action figures, stuff that I've had from over the years, and some stuff that I've even gotten recently in I guess action figure collecting. So some of them are going to be, well actually I don't really have that many wrestling action figures now that I look at it here, but we're still going to go through them. I also have a bonus thing of going through some of my comic books that I still have from over the years, and also some other small tidbits and stuff like that. So we're going to get right into it today, but before I do, don't forget to leave a like on the video and comment what your favorite thing out of this entire pile is, and let me know. And if you see something that you like, I don't know, maybe I can help you try and find it like on Amazon or something like that. I guess we can get the biggest thing out of the way first. And this is actually not a toy that I bought, this is more something that I made. This is actually a, I don't know if you can see it there, a clicker replica mask from the video game The Last of Us. And I actually made this with caulking. Not caulking. Is it called caulking? I don't know. Well, it's sort of like a sealant, like for windowsills to like keep air out. And I put it over a mask. And behind it, I took like an old Party City mask, duct taped it up with some cardboard and stuff, sprayed it all over, painted it, and it actually turned out pretty well for what I wanted it to be. And then I added in like an extra head mask thing. I think I might do some more with this, maybe like make it a little bit better. Actually, I want to see what it looks like. Hold on a second. There we go. See? So yeah, that's pretty cool. It took me quite a while to make that, but in the end it turned out to be pretty cool. What's another big thing? Oh, here's something. There he is. There he is. Okay, so this is some South Park stuff. I'm a fan of South Park. I have a couple of seasons on DVD. And this I know was my brother's, but I kind of adopted it since it was kind of just sitting in a box somewhere. And this, actually, I can't remember where I got this from. This is just some kind of like foam ball. It's not a bouncy ball. Like, I mean, it can bounce, but I mean, it doesn't bounce that well. Also, I think one of the eyes got like gouged out, so I had to like paint over it with like marker or something. But this is actually pretty cool. I think we might have either gotten this from a claw machine, which is actually a miracle in itself, which actually, if that's the case, this is not the last thing that we will see today that came from a claw machine. I think it's been quite a while before we killed somebody, so here's the first time on the channel. Oh my god, I killed Kenny. I'm a bastard. Look at that. I mean, technically he was already dead since he was beheaded, so I will go through my one wrestling action figure, I guess. I just bought this recently. It is an Alexa Bliss Funko Pop. Let me show you that there. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to keep it in the packaging just because I thought it looked nicer in the packaging. Also, I had a fear that if I took it out of the packaging and like sat it on my shelf, because for a good shelf as it is, it's not really that stable. So I figured like if I put it on the shelf, it might like tip, fall off, and that's quite a ways down to the floor. And also I figured it might chip the paint, which is such a nice Funko Pop figure like this. But yeah, there's some of the other Funko Pops on there: The Rock, Razor Ramon, Braun Strowman, and Alexa Bliss. Braun Strowman was also at the GameStop that I bought this for. that I bought this from, but I just wanted Alexa Bliss more just because she's from Ohio, just like me. Yay! OH! Here we go. There's 2 of them. There's one other one, but I want to do that sort of in a collection as well. These 2 I won after seeing Power Rangers, the Power Rangers movie. I went with my little cousin to see it with him, and afterwards there was a little arcade, and they had like a whole bunch of like Batman characters in the claw machine, and I wanted to win some. So, and there was really there was one that I really wanted. It was a Joker one of these plushies, but he was like piled underneath a whole bunch of them. So actually I pulled these out trying to get them out of the way to get to the Joker one, and I actually got one of each. I got a Batman, a Robin, a Superman, a Wonder Woman, and a Green Lantern from the DC Super Friends line. I ended up giving those away just to like people that might have wanted them. Like, I know before I left, like I had won 2 Supermans, and there was like a bunch of people like walking up to the claw machine, so like I gave out a couple of them because just I didn't want to carry all those home. Oh, these can actually be in a collection too, since they're all from the same show. Trying to make sure I got them all here. Okay, so these might be harder to see. We got some Simpsons action figures. Simpsons was actually one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I don't know if that's turned on. Or maybe the batteries are dead. I don't know. But this is like sort of like a Treehouse of Horror toy from one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes. I don't know if this is Kudos or Kang. I don't know if it has it written on. No, it just says 20th Century Fox. Yeah, it doesn't say his name. Well, it's one of the aliens with like another alien like growing out of the side of him. I can't remember what episode of Treehouse of Horror that was from though. I don't know. I haven't watched The Simpsons in a long time, but speaking of which, we do have most of the family here in the form of these little action figure thingies. I'm going to try and like sit them down so you can see them. So yeah, here we go. We have the 4 main Simpsons family characters. There was no Maggie toy, which is why there is no Maggie here right now, but we're going to go through here. There's Bartman. Bartman was the first one that I got for Christmas as like a little stocking stuffer thing, and then I went to a dollar store and I saw these 3, so I bought these 3 myself just so I could have a better set. And they come in these like little platform thingies, and they're nice little like desk toys, or I guess in this case shelf toys, and I just like them. Especially Bartman was always my favorite just because like he's a superhero, and Bart Simpson was one of my favorite characters on The Simpsons, so it was cool to have that one. And then I just figured when I saw these, like, why not just complete the set? Why the heck not? Now we're about to get something really good. If you guys are fellow scientists like myself, you're gonna enjoy this. This is my trifecta of Rick and Morty action figures, or I guess plushies. These were not won out of a claw machine. These were bought at a GameStop, the same GameStop where I bought the Harley Quinn action figure, or Funko Pop. And this is actually something a little bit different. This is Bird Person. This I actually got at a Walmart, but I didn't buy it. And I know what you're thinking. Stealing is wrong. The thing about when I found this Bird Person, it was when I was in like the Funko Pop section, and I was kind of like looking around, and this was actually in 2 pieces. So it was the head and the body, and I found it like on the shelf. Apparently somebody had like gotten into one of those like little baggies of like the mystery toys that you can like buy in a bag. You open it up and see which one you got, and apparently they weren't happy to get Bird Person, so they like broke it and like threw it on the shelf. And so I found the 2 pieces, and I like stuck them in my pocket, and then when I got home I just took some super glue, glued his head back on, like pressed into it, and now I have a Bird Person action figure. So I kind of got that one for free, but I mean, it was either that or Bird Person was going to get thrown away. And if you guys agree with me, Bird Person should never be thrown away. Such a good character of that show. And then Rick, Rick and Morty. Nothing really special with them. They have some nice expressions. Rick is angry, Morty is sad. Really flimsy arms though. Like, they're really hard to stick up on my shelf really without having them fall. Also, something that kind of confused me until I figured out what it was. I was wondering what this little spot in the back of his head was. I did not realize that was supposed to be a bald spot. I thought they might have just ran out of blue fabric. But anyways, those were pretty cool. Those were my Rick and Morty action figures. There we go. Okay, so these are my Five Nights at Freddy's toys. These, I've actually never played any of the Five Nights at Freddy games. I've been more of a fan of the lore, sort of like game theory videos. So the game theory channel kind of got me into it. And I know I bought this one also, guess where from? My fellow GameStop. And these two, my brother won in a claw machine, like I said. We have a heck of a lot more luck with claw. I think it might have just been like a luckier claw machine, because I didn't go with them. I think they won these at like a Dave & Buster's or something like that. But yeah, we got Chica and... I was about to say Bonnie. Foxy. I think this is Foxy. Doesn't say. I'm guessing it's Foxy, just because to me it kind of looks like a fox rather than a bunny. So yeah, Chica, Bonnie, and I believe this is Nightmare Freddy, because he has like the little animatronics coming out, so that is from part 4, I believe, which actually I think one of the main things is that this character is found sitting on a bed, so maybe for the rest of the video, maybe we'll just have him sit over there on the bed, or at least on my bed, while we go through the rest of our little toy review. This is Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2, to be exact. This actually, I know it's a little bit dirty there on the beard, and I'll tell you guys why. I found it, this was a toy from when I was very young, maybe like 9 or 10, and I had lost it. I had tons of toys like these. I can't remember what line of toys they were from. It says right here, 2003 Hasbro. I might have to look that up just because I want to see like what other toys they might have added to the line. But I had a lot of toys. I had like Woody, Buzz, RC, Rex, Rex being the T-Rex, obviously. Zurg. Emperor Zurg was always a toy that I wanted to get, but I could never find one, which I don't even know if they ever made one. But I remember, this was when I was very young, the way that my mom trained me to use an actual toilet was, instead of using a diaper, she went out and bought me like this big set of like toys like this, but they're all like different versions of Buzz Lightyear, like little action figures of Buzz Lightyear and different things. So there was like a red Buzz Lightyear, a blue one, an American flag one, and all like chrome Buzz Lightyear, and they were all really cool. And so she like left the room, and I went and I got on the toilet and I used the bathroom on an actual toilet for the first time, and I said, "Mom, I used it, now give me my toys." And that was the incentive for me to use the bathroom on an actual toilet for the first time. But the way that I found this again was I went over to my grandma's house to help her like break some old branches off of trees, and we were like picking up some of the little twigs and stuff that were on the ground, and I found him there, which is why there's a whole bunch of dirt and stuff on him, and actually I think a little bit of cobwebs like on the back of his thing. So that's not white hair, that's actually just cobwebs, which it's very disgusting. Anyways, up next we have another action figure, which actually up until recently I did not realize that this was also a Funko Pop. I thought this was just a legit bobblehead. This is a Funko Pop of the Hulk. This Funko Pop was broken when I found it. I found it like on the ground. I was like taking out trash, and like it was over by a dumpster, so I found the head, and then I like kind of looked around looking for the body, and I did end up finding the body, so I took it home and I used my trusty super glue to glue the head back on. It still kind of wobbles, and I think the spring is just like a little bit crooked, which is why he's kind of like looking off to the side there, but it's still a nice Funko Pop. I don't know what series this is from. let's see, trademark 2011 Marvel, so it's from 2011. This is actually my brother's action figure, but once again, kind of adopted by me just to put on my shelf. I don't claim that it's mine and it belongs to me. It's his, but I like Mario. He's a pretty cool guy. I like the games. I know me and my family, we always played Super Mario Brothers for the Wii, and oh my god, the amount of times we would get into fights over, like, if we were, like, trapped in a bubble, and, like, we'd be yelling at somebody, like, get me out of the bubble! They would be so ticked off. Oh god, it was great. This last bit here is actually a big bundle of stuff, because as you guys might know or might not know, I'm a big fan of the Joker from Batman, aka why I'm wearing the hat, which actually, this is some nerd stuff in itself. This is actually a hat that folds down into a ski mask. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I do have a lot of Joker and Harley Quinn action figures here, so I'm going to show some of those off here. So right here, we got some Lego action figure, like flashlight type of deals. They're from the new 52 series, or at least this Harley Quinn is. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't know, they're flashlights as well, but I don't know what you're supposed to press, or maybe it's their chest. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you press their chest and there's like flashlights in their feet. I thought these were pretty cool, and they're like keychains, and then I used like a little pair of like handcuffs to like put them around just so like they'd both be there together. So I thought those were pretty cool. These are mini Funko Pops. I'm gonna see if I can get them to stand up here. It's 2 generations of the Joker and Harley Quinn. So yeah, there we go. We have old Joker, or classic Joker and Harley Quinn, compared to the Suicide Squad version of the Joker and Harley Quinn, which actually, these are really well detailed. Like, look at those, like, boom, bam, look at that. That's really good. And especially, I like that the Joker Funko Pops are really the only Funko Pops I've ever seen with like an actual mouth, just because the Joker's like smile and grin is like one of his most iconic features. So it's nice that they included a mouth for them. And also the Harley Quinns, they're like really well detailed. Like if I was to show you the back of it, like the back of the Suicide Squad one, it would say like property of Joker. And this Harley Quinn, she's got her mallet. She's got a little baseball bat too. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I thought these were really cool. I also bought these at Shocker, GameStop, although this one I bought at a store called FYE at my local mall, and this one I actually got when I went to go see Suicide Squad at a Regal Cinema. They were handing these out. It was actually a keychain, and it had like a little hole in the top of his head, but I took the keychain part out just so it could like sit on my shelf. But I do like these. These are pretty cool. I feel like one day whenever I get a car, these will be like my little dashboard ornaments somewhere. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, those are my Suicide Squad toys, or Joker and Harley Quinn mini Funko Pops. And here's something. This is just something I got for Christmas. This is called a Kawaii Cubes. It's just like a little plushie toy of the Joker, which I thought was pretty cool. Full of like little beads and stuff. He's pretty cute. I've seen some of these before, like Disney characters, like Finding Nemo and stuff like that, but I never saw any of the like Batman ones. I never knew there was like a Joker one, so that was a pretty cool surprise to get on Christmas. Keeping with pairs of Joker and Harley Quinn, we have these little like action figure stand-up thingies. We have one of Harley Quinn classic, and then we have Joker from the Suicide Squad. I found these at Walmart. They had a bigger packaging, but I like took some scissors and cut around them just so they'd be nicer when they like sit up on my shelf. So I really do like these. Very minimal detail, but I feel like that's what gives it its charm. It's kind of like if you like watch an animation like on YouTube or something like that, and they're trying to copy like a character, like they use very minimal detail, but you can still get the point across of who it is. I kind of like that look of these, which is why I got them. Also, just kind of like the gleam. I don't know if you can tell with like the camera and the lighting, but just like the nice shine that it has on it. I don't know why. It just looked really cool to me. And I was originally just going to buy one, but then I saw both of them together, and I was contemplating on it, considering they weren't from the same era. Like, I would rather have, like, the Suicide Squad Harley and Suicide Squad Joker, or classic Joker and classic Harley, but I decided on just mix and matching them, just because, like, I mean, classic Harley showed up in Suicide Squad for a little bit, so technically it counts. This is actually something I got at a craft store. This is a like little action figure of Cesar Romero's Joker, which cost $9.99. I don't know why I kept the price tag on there. Ages 3 and up. I don't know if you can see that, so technically I'm in the ballpark. It says right here, collect all the Batman trademark TV series Bendables. That's what they were called, Bendables. I know I had like a Simpsons series, a Simpsons series of Bendables, so that's where I remember that from. So all of the Bendables that came in the series were Batman, Robin, the Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and the Batmobile keychain. So that's pretty cool. But I saw this one. I just thought this one was the coolest of them. I did see the Robin and the Batman there too, but like I said, I'm a bigger fan of the Joker. And also this part right here is kind of bent, just because like I said, my shelf is kind of big, and I didn't want to like trim off the bottom of it just because that's where his name is. Also, it's where a little bit of the packaging is, and I didn't want to cut off some of the packaging. But I thought that was pretty cool. Also, the face design is actually really cool, and at the same time, very creepy. For our second to last toy, or action figure set, it's a Joker and Harley Quinn. I finally got that Joker. Like I said, I got from the claw machine from Regal. I got that Batman and Robin. I went back on the day that I went to go see the Lego Batman, and actually I went there like not even like a little bit after they opened. So I went and saw Lego Batman, and then afterwards I went to the arcade. No one was there, obviously, and I won this, and it was in perfect position. Like it was a perfect like little empty area with just this in it. So the claw just came right down, grasped onto his head, and it was one of those like two-prong claw machines. So when it came up, like his head just kind of got stuck on it, and it was like shaking around a little bit, and it shook and it fell out of the hook. But thankfully it fell in the direction of the hole, so his neck kind of like bounced off like the little outlining of the hole and fell in. And I knew the movie theater was empty, so I knew if I yelled it would echo, so I kind of gave myself like a little like fist bump to myself. And then when I left, I was so happy just because of how much I went through to get this. And it's a very cool addition, and just kind of how kooky he looks. Like it's the small body, the big head. It kind of reminds me of like something you would see in the Batman animated series, like if he was to have like minions or something like that, or like a miniature version. Also, he has like little flappy hair additions. This I actually bought at a Spencer's. This one I did not win out of the claw machine, but it's still very nice. It matches up well with this Joker. It kind of, with the size difference, it kind of reminds me of like Harley Quinn and Joker Jr. from that Batman animated movie. But yeah, I thought these were pretty cool. But I do have some wrestling stuff here, other than that Alexa Bliss Funko Pop. Let me get it on here. There we go. Okay, so I got this stuff on. Oh my god, it's hard seeing without my glasses. Also, the eye holes are like very weird. So I have a Rey Mysterio mask. My mother actually found this at a thrift store a while back, and I thought it was pretty damn cool. It's actually part of my set. I have it like hanging up here. And then I have this. This is actually my first toy that I got when I became a wrestling fan for Christmas, along with a couple WWE action figures, which are now sold somewhere, just because I got out of the action figures of wrestling and got into the video games of wrestling, hence the origins of this channel. But this is my first title belt. This is the big gold belt, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And it does have some paint on it. That was just from when my little cousins came over and they accidentally got a hold of some paint and painted on it. So I do have to get that cleaned off just because it kind of looks a little bit crappy. Also, I would want this to be a permanent part of my set here. So I really do have to get that off just because I kind of find that disrespectful to have the paint on a title belt, unless it's supposed to be a moniker of like the NWO. I mean, that looks more like a Joker smile on a championship title rather than anything. But I do like this stuff. This is very cool. I do like the mask. Also, it does have the outline on the back of it. So that is the last of the wrestling action figures. or actually it's the last of the toys in general. So now we're going to be getting on to comic books and stuff. And if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, you can still leave a like. The like button's not going anywhere. Also, you can share this with your friends if you think they would enjoy it too. Here we go. Oh, this is a little paper thingy that I got when I went to go see Rogue One. Still a good movie. Although I don't know what character that's supposed to be. That looks like some sort of Death Trooper. I'm not that big into the Star Wars lore, so I might fudge some names here and there. Since the comic book section is going to be where we end this video, I thought it would be good to have the end game in here. This is a Joker comic book. It has like the entire story of Endgame in here. I'm currently reading it, which is why there's this little post-it note here, so I don't lose my place. Up next we have Harley Quinn comic book. I found this at a Target. It was like in a comic book section, and I do like some of the drawing styles here. They also have like their own like little like random drawings here. I have read through this one and it's actually really good. Although I am contemplating whether or not I want to buy another issue of it, just because comic books aren't really my big thing, but I did like these ones just because, like I said, I'm a big fan of Joker and Harley Quinn and really the Batman universe. And speaking of which, we continue on here with Suicide Squad. I got this at FYE. I actually have two Suicide Squad comic books, both gotten at an FYE. This one is called Kicked in the Teeth from the New 52. This is called New Suicide Squad. I don't know who's in this version of the Suicide Squad. It looks like Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and King Shark on the front page here. And then on the front page here we have Harley Quinn, Amanda Waller, Deadshot, Deathstroke, the Joker's daughter, and King Manta, I think his name is. I know it's something Manta. I don't know. Moving on, we have a Superman comic book. I have not read these. I think these might have just been comic books that we got on Free Comic Book Day. But they do look very vintage like pages. I don't know which one this is supposed to be though. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be like Superman issue 1. I don't know. It's called The Adventures of Superman, number 497, so definitely not the first issue. Up next we have an Iron Man comic book. This looks like the Invincible Iron Man issue 47 June, The Birth of the Power. Oh, okay, so it's sort of like an origin story comic book? Okay. I haven't read this, so that might be something that I might have to do soon. We have some Simpsons comic books. This is really where our love for the Simpsons came, because where we used to live, we were like right by a comic book store, so me and my brother, like, we would go there with like whatever money we had, and we would buy comic books, especially since they were only $2.99 here. This is Bart Simpson Comics, Critical Hit, with like a spoof on Dungeons and Dragons right there. And also on the back, hey, look at that! There's a advert for Batman Arkham City, the video game. Man, this must have been from a while ago. From Bongo Comics. Sticking with Simpsons comic books, we have Simpsons Super Spectacular with Radioactive Man, and also down in the corner there we got Bart Man, Bart Lady, and Lisa, and some other chick, I don't know. And then we have a Radioactive Man comic book. This is Radioactive Man versus Magmo, the Lava Man. And then on the back we have an Itchy and Scratchy Show advert, which I don't think is supposed to be real. Here's another Free Comic Book Day comic, Bongo Comics Free for All on Free Comic Book Day 2013. Comic Book Guy, The Death of Comic Book Guy, which it looks like there's actually more than one comic book in here that's in like one of these protective sleeves. Let's see, we might have a 2-for-1 deal here. 2-for-1! Okay, so we have The Death of Comic Book Guy, The Death of Comic Book Guy again, The Death of Comic Book Guy. Is it really just all The Death of Comic Book Guy? That's pretty cool. That might be a trilogy. That's pretty cool. And then we have one of our, another comic book. We have The Simpsons Summer Shindig, and you're not gonna believe what's on the back here. It's an advert for Batman Arkham Asylum. Oh god, that's great. I wonder if the Simpsons kind of had like a deal with like their comic books to do like Batman Arkham game adverts. That's pretty cool. And then we have the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror comic. This one just has a weird car advert for Kia. That's weird, with like a whole bunch of hamsters. But yeah, this one apparently was drawn by somebody else, which, yeah, there's like multiple types of like drawing animation styles in there. That's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've read that. That's pretty cool. But I did want to save this for last just because it was the biggest one. This is a big book of Bart Simpson comic book. I got this from a Scholastics school book fair where they would sell books at my school. I saved up quite a bit of money to get this one. And apparently it has like 4 comic books in one to make it a big book of Bart Simpson, hence the name. Dedicated to Burpo. I guess that must have been like a Simpsons character somewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of good comic books in here. I think there was a couple like exclusive like Itchy and Scratchy comic books in here somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can find one. Yeah, they weren't really anything special. They were kind of like just kind of thrown in there for fun. But yeah, that's all my comic books, and that is actually all of my geek stuff that I have. Man, it looks like I've been going for about 40 minutes just talking about how much of a nerd I am. That's gotta be some sort of record. But if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the rest of the channel, to the WRESTLEDUDE channel. Follow me on social media. The links are on my channel page. And like I said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let me know which one of these things was your favorite to see. Which one was your least favorite, I guess. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.